So in compounding, there are three variables, right? One variable, starting capital, right? Second variable, rate of return. Third variable, length of runway, right? Now, you know your length of runway, right? I told you already, you have a 65-year runway. Okay, now starting capital. Unfortunately, you didn't start the Wilson Coin Operating Company at 15. And you didn't start the Rolls-Royce rental business at 16. So, and you're still in school at 25. That's unfortunate. But very soon you're going to leave Professor James and start the engine. So when you start the compounding engine, very important, don't spend the money. Don't buy the Tesla. You know the Tesla sitting outside, how much does it cost in China, the Tesla? The Model S.
800万一台特斯拉，
800 sold.
人民币
800.
800, okay, so maybe around like $120,000 or something.
Yeah.
It's not $120,000. The person who bought the Tesla. Shall we calculate what it cost? So at 15% for 50 years is 120 million. That's what the Tesla costs. 800 million RMB. Don't buy the Tesla. It's too expensive. In fact, don't even buy Starbucks. One Starbucks is about 5,000 US, 35,000 RMB. Don't buy the Starbucks, please. You know, I think stick with the water. Like filtered water. I can assure you, like I bought the Evian, Warren not buying the Evian. You know, someone comes to Warren and offers him some wine in a party. Mr. Buffett, would you have some wine? You know what he says? He says, no thanks, I'll take the money. And if he's walking down the street and he sees a penny on the ground, okay, you know what he does? He goes to reach the penny. It's not a penny. Start of another billion. He goes for the penny because you're going to start cranking it out. So the thing is that we've got these three variables, right? So we know length of run, starting capital, and how much you earn. Also, you can figure out. The one that you don't know about is the compounding rate, right? But that's the reason you're in this class. The whole reason for being in this class is to maximize the compounding rate, right? So make sure you learn well, because all that matters is that is the one variable that you have control over, but you don't know exactly what it is. The other two variables, we don't have so much control over. So when I first heard of Buffett, I was 30 years old, 1994, so much older. But when I in 94, when I read about him, and I was lucky, the first two biographies on him had just come out, Lowenstein and a couple others. So when I read about him and I understood what was going on with this kid, with compounding and all these things going on, I said, oh my God, this guy is destined to be the wealthiest person on the planet, because he's just going on a path, right? And that path is just there. And what I noticed was that from 1950, which is when he started compounding at the age of 20, when he had the $10,000, to 1994, he had compounded at north of 30% a year. Very strong compounding rate for 35 years. Not only that, he got other people's money, OPM. OPM can be good for you. Not opium, OPM. And so he ran the Buffett partnerships from 1956 to 1969. where the returns over 1/4 came to him. And so he got money because of the money he made for others. And then, he was continuing to run that. And the end result is what we see today, where if he was not giving his money away, which he's been giving for several years, he'd be at the top. He'd continue to be at the top. He's given away so many tens of billions. And at that time in 94, I was running a technology company, an IT company, IT services. And I had just sold a portion of the company, and I got, after taxes, everything, I got $1 million. And I was very happy. First time ever in my life I had money in the bank. I was always kind of running the company on credit cards and so on. So we paid off on the credit cards and I actually had cash. And so I heard about Buffett and I said, I didn't start at 15, but 30 is okay. It's not too old. You can still start today. And I had the 1 million. So starting capital is better than the Indians at $24. And so I said, let's try to start a compounding engine. And I decided I would try to play a game, and I would play a game for 30 years. And I said, look, we have $1 million. If I can double it every 3 years, which is a high rate, about 26% a year, then in 30 years, it's 2 to the power of 10, 1,024, right? 1,000 times. So a million becomes a billion. I said, billion is a lot better number than a million. So why don't we try to go for the billion? So what I did is, a few years after that, I came up with a license plate. State of California allows us to pick our license plate. So this is the plate on my car, which my daughter took away. So now it's her plate, not mine. Been passed to the next generation. So what does the license plate mean? Pardon? Raise your hand. Yeah.
Compound of 26%.
How do you get that?
I had listen your speech.
You listen. Okay. So COM, LB is pound. In English, LB is the abbreviation for pound. Compound 26. Okay. And so to make sure I don't forget what is the mission, I put it on the cup. And so every day I'm reminded that we have to compound 26. And what ended up happening is that I got lucky. I think from 95 to 99, it was compounding at more than 70% a year, a very high rate. Then a bunch of friends asked me to create a partnership that they could invest. So I thought it must be a hobby for me and my friends. And so Pabrai Funds actually started in 99. Then from 99 to 2007, I think we had done mid-30s per year before fees. And then I think after fees was high 20s. And then from 2007 to 2009, the financial crisis went down a lot. We went down almost 70%, 2/3. So the compounding went in reverse, which is not good. And then from 2009 onwards, it got back on track. And so we are right on track from where we started till now, exactly where I need to be. But the thing about the way the compounding works is, so if you look at someone like Warren Buffett, if you look at Warren Buffett when he was 50 years old, and you look at his net worth today, if he had not given any money away to charity, his net worth when he was 50 was 1/3 of 1% of the net worth today at 87. So 99% and 2/3 of his wealth has come after the age of 50. So just like you saw with the Indians, $24 after 100 years, $24,000 after 200 years. So, as the time goes on, it's geometric. And one of the things about our human brains is we're not used to thinking geometrically. We're used to thinking arithmetic. So not geometrically. So you have to train yourself to think geometrically. And in my compounding journey, for example, it has now been, there are 7 years left, 23 years. Amazingly, 23 years went by. I blinked my eyes and 23 years are gone, along with all my hair. I used to have a head full of hair when I started compounding. Now it's become just like Professor Jim, almost the same. And so 7 years left, but most of the money comes in the end because of the way the compounding works. And I decided, why stop at 60? This is so much fun. We can keep going. Maybe I'll get to 80, maybe 85. We'll see. Just keep going as long as we can and have as much fun as we can along the way. And so that's kind of where I'm at. But what happened with me was that I read a book in 94. And I could have said after reading the book, oh, that's an interesting book. I didn't do that. I took that book and turned my life. Said, I'm going to focus on this. And so that's the important thing, is that when you attend a lecture, what you're attending today, there are two ways you can kind of process it. One way you can process, say, oh, that was an interesting lecture, and go to the next lecture. Or the second way you can say, wait, I need to make some changes. Starbucks is history. Okay, the Tesla is history. Okay, I'm going to make it a different way to make it happen. And I'm going to focus on, so Warren Buffett did not understand when he understood compounding, he did not understand how to compound. He just understood compounding. By 11 years old, he understood compounding, but not how to compound. He understood how to compound, and even how to compound he understood at 20, but that method needed to go through change. When he met Charlie Munger, instead of buying a fair business at a good price, you're better off buying a good business at a fair price. So that change of going from fair businesses to good businesses took place almost when it was past 50. He was almost 55, close to 60 years old when that change took place. So he had a model at 20, and that model served him well, but at 50, 55, he had to change that model. And the good thing about a guy like Warren is he's continuously looking to how can I improve and how can I change. But he always keeps the focus on the compound. Always focus on the compound. And so that's what I really wanted to talk about today, is that compounding truly is what Einstein said, the eighth wonder of the world, because you saw that how it can be transformational. And if you can put it to work for yourself at a young age for a long time, it can have a huge impact. On the other hand, if you are spending more than you make, and then you have credit card debt and all of that, then it works in reverse. Then you're compounding downward, and that can have a downward spiral. So you have to be very careful that you make compounding work for you and not work against you.